Hey everyone, we're back for another workout of the day. Today is an AMRAP for 21 minutes. That's as many rounds as you can do in 21 minutes of 40 double unders, 80 singles or 80 singles, 20 sit-ups, 10 slam balls, and 5 handstand push-ups. So every time you complete that 3 times, you're going to do 5 burpee box jumps. So we're going to go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, so the first movement is going to be our double under. So that means we're going to jump rope, but when we jump rope, we're going to go twice under our feet before landing. I'm not going to demonstrate that because it's not really going to do anything for you, but a few key things to keep in mind when you're doing double unders is you want to jump straight up and down and not kick out or back. You're going to have to jump a little bit higher than a normal jump rope just to be able to get that the jump rope under your feet twice. It's not so much about speed as it is rhythm. So you're going to use your wrist and flick your wrist to get the jump rope through. You want to keep it nice and tight. You don't want your elbows out here. You don't want to be out here. Especially newer people tend to, if they start in here, they tend to work their way out for some reason or another. So make sure you keep those elbows nice and tight in and loose. You want loose wrists. You want to just hold it at the end of the jump rope with 3 fingers. And it's a nice rhythm. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you aren't ready for doubles, you can just do 80 singles. So just a regular jump rope under your feet one time for 80 jump ropes. Or you can just, if you don't have a jump rope, you're not ready to jump rope, you can do jump taps. So it's going to simulate like the same thing as a double under. 1, 2, you're going to tap twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, straight up, straight down. Try to get that nice rhythm that will prepare you at some point for double unders. And do 80 of the jumps if you're going to do that. Next movement is going to be our sit-up. So with our sit-up, we're going to come down and we're going to touch those toes on the way up. We're going to make sure we come all the way back so our shoulders are touching the ground, and then come up and touch those toes to make sure we're doing the full movement. Modifications would be to the knees, to do crunches to the shins, and you can do leg raises as well. Now with the leg raises, I want you to make sure that you're really focused on those abs, because sometimes we just are lifting our feet up and we're working more of those hip flexors than our abs. So really engage that core when you're doing leg raises. Okay. Our slam ball. So with the slam ball, we're going to use our whole body. So make sure you're engaging everything fully. So it's going to start in a squat, right? So we want our knees to come out. We're squatting down to meet the ball. When we come down to the ball, we're going to have our 2 hands, one on either side of the ball, grab the ball. We're going to come up. We're going to use our leg drive to come up with the ball, and we're going to bring it all the way overhead. So we want our arms straight overhead, and then we're going to slam the ball down. So if you're just kind of new to slam balls, that's fine. You can just slam it from the top. Or if you're going for speed and time here, what we want to do is we want to follow the slam ball down with our body, keeping our chest up, core engaged through this whole movement and on our way down, right? We don't want to let ourselves come forward. But when we follow the ball down, the ball is going to naturally bounce at the bottom when we slam the ball down. Now remember, it's a weighted rubber ball. So it's not going to have a huge bounce. So it's got to be quick, right? So when on that bounce, when it bounces off the ground, that's when we want to try to catch it and bring it back up. So we're going to come up, we're going to follow the ball down and up. So that's ideally what we want to aim for, to get that speed, to get our body really moving, our heart rate up. But again, if we're starting out, it's okay. Just a nice, slow movement is fine as well. But just make sure we're keeping that proper form no matter what we're doing. What we want to avoid is bending over to pick the ball up. We want to avoid our shoulders coming forward. We want to make sure we're squatting down to meet the ball, not bending over to meet the ball. And then, and just staying tight, especially if we're going fast. We want to make sure our chest is always up, core is always engaged, our legs are ready to go. So modifications, if you do not have a slam ball, you could use a med ball, but remember the med ball bounces way more than a slam ball. So just be prepared that it's going to bounce high. But if you don't have either one, you can use a dumbbell. Now you're not slamming the dumbbell down. Please do not slam the dumbbell down. You're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna reach, bend down, come up. You're gonna have to twist your hands around in the movement and come all the way up. And again, we want to keep good form, and you can kind of use whatever weight works for you. You can also use a plate as well and just do plate ground to overhead. So we're going to come and again, everything is nice and tight. Okay. So handstand push-ups. We're going to go over the modifications first, and then I'll demo the handstand push-up. So we can do a regular push-up, which we want to make sure that our hand is underneath our shoulder. We're looking forward. We're coming all the way out into a nice flat plank position, and we're going to come down, touch the ground, or have a ball under there so that you can know that you're coming down far enough. Mia is always ready for the push-up demo, isn't she? So further modification is a modified push-up on your knees. And again, we want to make sure we're staying straight. We're not doing this or something else silly, because you're not going to get the same thing out of it. The other thing is you can do a piked push-up. So this is going to kind of simulate the same thing as being on the wall. So you're just up, you're coming down. So how we want to set up for this is we're going to be in our plank position, our piked position, and we're going to come down. We're going to kind of rock on our toes a little bit, and we want to make sure that our head is landing in between our arms. So we want to make sure that we're coming back a little bit with our head, and we're not doing that. The more upright you are, obviously, the harder it's going to be. We can also use our box. Now, again, box height can be changed to fit you as well. Obviously, the higher the box, the more it's going to be like the wall. So we're going to set up at the box, put our feet up on the box, be in that same plank position we were just talking about, come down and touch our head to the floor. So again, we're going to have to kind of bring our head back rather than forward. We want to touch the top of our head in that position. So last but not least, we have the wall. Some modifications you can do on the wall is you can set up ab mats on the ground or even your slam ball on the ground and just come down to that so you're not coming fully down. So we're gonna get up on the wall. This is gonna be Mia's cue to bring the ball to me. Watch. Well, first let me get her out of the way. So we're gonna face the wall. And we're gonna do like a cartwheel into the wall, and we're just gonna come down, touch our head on the ground, and we can either do a strict push-up or a kipping push-up. We can also do handstand holds where we're just holding it on the wall. So a few modifications, like I said, on the wall. You can set up plates or ab mats to bring your head to so you're not going down as far. You can just do a hold on the wall for 20 seconds. But I would prefer, rather than the hold, doing one of the other ones I had showed you. Okay, so those are all the movements for the actual workout. And then every time you complete those 3 times, you're going to do 5 box jump burpees. So we're going to have our box jump there. We're going to come down into a burpee in front of the box as close as we can get without smacking our face on the box. So we're going to come down. We're going to jump in as far as we can. And then we are going to jump on the box, landing in no more than a quarter squat. Stand all the way up at the top, and you can either jump down and get back into that burpee, or you can step down. It's fine. Just make sure when you're landing on the box, our foot is going to land completely on the box. No cliffhangers off the box. No landing in a full squat. Always no more than a quarter squat is what we're aiming for. Make sure that, and you can do a burpee and a step up as well, but and make sure you switch legs each one. But again, no cliffhangers, full foot on the box. Whatever foot is on the box, you're going to drive with that leg up until it's straight, and then you can go ahead, place the other foot in the box. So modifications for the burpee part, you can just do an up down and box jump. You can do a burpee on the box and jump up. Or if you're just not ready for anything, you can also get a lower box too. If you're not ready for the box jump, you could just do the burpees, or you could just do the box jumps. So that is the workout for today. Make sure you track your progress by writing this stuff down, your times, your weights, and your movements. Good luck.